Good afternoon, Flosstubers. It is Sunday, January something or other. I'm not quite sure of the date. I think it's maybe the 15th or somewhere around in there. Anyway, those of us who are retired don't keep up with the dates as much as we probably should. I'm a little behind on my floss tubes. Not that many of you have noticed that, I'm sure, but um, it's we've not had any sunny days in my area in a long time. My house is I don't know. We probably have 5 million big trees out there in the yard, and they cover my house with shade, which is wonderful in the summertime. But it's just dark in here, and I have lots of windows, but I don't get a whole lot of light, and it's hard to make a video when you don't have light. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Um, I am in my sewing room. This is a different spot than y'all have seen before. I came back here because I have all kinds of lights in here that I don't have in other places. It might make it a little bit easier for y'all to see. I even have I've rigged up a spotlight over here. You should see it. It's funny. With what my daddy used to call chicken lights. I have a couple of those in my sewing room. My grandfather had chickens. My daddy never did, but Grandpa had chickens, and when it would get cold, he'd put these spotlight things out there, and he called them chicken lights, but they're just, I don't know, some kind of a spotlight. Maybe at the end of this, I'll give you all a tour of my sewing room and show you what I'm talking about. I have several things that I want to talk to you about, so let me find my notes and see if I can read them in this darkness. First of all, um, let's see, a couple of little updates. What's going on at my house? I know what's going on that's different. We have, we live on this little big lake, and it's a little bitty lake. It's not very wide, and across on the other side, it's kind of marshy, and there are trees and woods, and there's some owls that live over there. Now, I know my southern accent is bad, and so that word was OWLS, owls. I don't ever think about my accent till it comes up to a word like that. I went to the grocery store one day and asked the young man standing there for some shrimp boil, and he tried to tell me they didn't have bowls there. I didn't say bowl, I said boil. Boil. I can't say that. Anyway, owls live across the lake. In the spring and the summer, the mama and the daddy owl come over to my yard and hunt, and they sit out in the trees and they hoot. They call to each other, I guess is what they're doing. I don't know. Anyhow, and in the fall, we hear the baby owls. They're barn owls, and they make this horrible screeching sound that sounds like a cat when you step on his tail. Then in the winter, like December, January, I don't ever hear them. But this week, I hear the owls again. So I think that must mean that spring is on its way, even though it may not be here yet. It at least is on its way. Those of you who are in the Midwest that are getting an ice storm this weekend are probably thinking I'm crazy for saying that, but maybe it's coming. Okay, what else? Over Christmas, I made about 20 project bags, y'all. Now, I don't have them to show you because I gave most of them away. And I'm telling you that because if you haven't made project bags yet, you need to go watch Vanna Pfeiffer, the Twisted Stitcher, and watch her tutorial on it. It's really, really easy, and they're so fun to have, and they're fun to give away. It's something you ought to try. Second thing I want you to know is that something I discovered this week. 3 different nights in a row, I stayed up a little bit later than usual stitching. I was tired, and I knew I was tired, and I just wanted to finish one more color, or one more line, or one more section, or one more motif. I don't know what I was working on, but it doesn't matter. I just wanted to finish it. And 3 different days in a row, I got up and had to frog some stitches. I'm not going to do that anymore. When I get tired, I'm going to stop. I've learned my lesson because I hate I just hate taking stitches out. But I have a couple of tools I want to show you that I absolutely love. If you don't have them, they're not expensive. This is a seam ripper. I think Vonna Pfeiffer showed this one too on her blog. I bought this several years ago at the quilt shop in Branson, but you can get them anywhere. It's called Seam Fix. The nicest part of this is, you know, when you take stitches out, sometimes it leaves fuzz behind. Well, this end of this is like an eraser, sort of. It feels like that. It's rubber. And if you rub it across your fabric, it balls up those little fuzzy things, and you can pick them right up and get rid of them. The second thing is this. This is a Martelli 05D tweezers. And that background's not good. Okay, look at those little pointy ends. Bought these several years ago too. When you cut your stitches to pull them out, this reaches into the tiniest little places to grab hold of those stitches and to pull that thread out. They work so beautifully. You really should try these. They're wonderful. They're just wonderful. That's my 2 tips for the week. Now I have one more tip. I'm real cold-natured, and my husband is the opposite. He had cancer many years ago, and it kind of messed up his internal thermostat, so he gets really hot really quickly. He's like a little, I don't know, a little steam engine or something. Anyway, he likes the temperature down low. I like the temperature up high. You know how that goes. So in my sunroom where I sit and stitch, it gets a little cooler because of windows that are in there. And I found an electric throw. It's like an electric blanket, but smaller. It's like a lap blanket size. The one I'm using right now, I got at Dillard's, but the one I had before that I wore completely out, I got from Penny's, and they're in the Penny's catalog. If you are searching for one online, just put in electric throw and you'll find. I lay it over my lap and cover up my feet, and I am toasty warm, and it's wonderful. If you are at all cold-natured or you have drafts in your house, that's perfect. You should try that. Let's see. That's all on my notes. So, I'm ready to show you some finishes that I have. This is, I don't know his name. He's a reindeer. And it's from Nikki's Custom. No, wait. Put some light on it. Nikki's Creations. It's her Christmas freebie. Just came out. And it's just a simple little ornament. Cute little stitch. I did it on 14 count Aida parchment colored. And just used DMC thread. This one I finished twice. Okay. Prairie Schooler 2016 Santa. Love this. Put it on a metal box with some lace. Hated this. Took it off the box and made a pillow. Used some mini pom-pom trim, and now I love it. I did the back of it. This is about, Vonnie, you're getting lots of shout outs on this one, but I didn't do this whole back thing as well as she did, but I did try it. My stitching, either I got too much padding in here because I wanted him to be good and padded. I don't know what I did. It wrinkled a little bit back there, but that's okay. Nobody's going to look at the back of that pillow. See? The next finish, y'all remember I just started this a couple of weeks ago. Country Cottage Needleworks, Snow Days. Love this pattern. Unfortunately, I don't know what I did. I miscalculated a little bit. Hard for a math teacher to admit to that. But my fabric was skimpy, so I just left off the border and it turned out just fine. I love this little pillow. Um, I would have liked the border on it, but I like it just fine without it. I won't be stitching it again because I tell you what, I got tired of white. That that sounds crazy, but I did. I got tired of white. I added a couple of buttons. I had this little gingerbread man and I had a snowflake, so I added those to it. And of course the bow. And it turned out really cute. Goes in my winter stuff. This is one you haven't seen. It was a new start and a finish immediately because I couldn't put it down. It's a Sue Hillis design. It's Rudolph. Coming soon to a rooftop near you. And here he is. Isn't that adorable? I used a 28 count Belfast and just DMC threads. But he's cute. He's a cutie pie. Then I have a refinish. That sounds crazy. It's kind of like that Santa. I stitched this in 2015. Amazing Grace by the Nebby Needle. And I put it on a basket. And I liked it okay, but I never was really crazy about it. So I took it off the basket and I made this little bag. Now this is not made like, it's crooked. It's not made like the project bags because I couldn't decide what to do with it. So I just kind of winged it. I don't know if that's the term y'all know, but anyway, I sewed it on this long piece of fabric. First I put wool on the other end because I just kept thinking I wanted to do something with wool. Well, I couldn't think of what I wanted to do, so I got another piece of fabric, made me a pocket, and sewed on top of the inside of that and put a little needle holder, wool heart needle holder on here. So you can see where I just top stitched this little pocket on. And y'all, if you have any trouble making a project bag, you can make one like this because you don't really have to do very much. I just cut this fabric out and lined it and sewed it, top stitched it right on top of it, and I absolutely love it. It's going to be great. It's a good size for me to take in my suitcase. Like if I'm going for the weekend, I can, what can I put in there? Underwear. I don't know, something. I can put something in there. Maybe y'all wouldn't put underwear. Whips. I'm working on Cornwall Cottage by Rosewood Manor, which I did not bring in here with me. And I'm also working on The Beekeeper. I think I showed that to you last time, and I didn't bring that in here with me either because they're both on scroll rods and I forgot them. But I don't know, did I show y'all this one? Not sure if I did or not. This is a Vervaco kit that I bought at Hobby Lobby with my coupon, of course. It's called Hands. My oldest grandson and his wife are expecting a baby in April. This will be my first great grandbaby. So I wanted to stitch that for them. It took me 3 days to grid the fabric because I knew the similarity of all those colors, I would have to have it gridded. And like that's all the stitches I've got in it. But it's my Sunday stitching, so that's what I'm going to be working on later this afternoon. Then I also started, this one is the Snowflower Diaries. I will be there. I guess I can show you this because it's a free one. Here, my printer wasn't doing good, so you can't tell the colors there. But there are only 2 colors in it, and this is what they are. Oh my goodness, isn't that border pretty? Aren't the colors pretty on I've worked on that a little more than I probably should, but it's going to be perfect for Valentine's Day, and I needed a Valentine's Day project. Then I wanted to participate in the Stitch Along Dark 13, I think. So on the 13th, I started this one. This is a Lizzie Kate called Pumpkin Pocket. Pumpkin Pocket. Sorry, y'all. It's a little pocket bag. And this, whoa, those threads are all tangled up. This is how far I've gotten. I think it's that way. Just did the center motif, that's all. But I won't be working on that except on the 13th of the month. I won't get back to him for a while. And y'all, I don't know why I did this, but I kept seeing y'all doing those little ornaments, and they're sleds, and you did these little paper. You put it on paper, and you put it on a sled. See, there's my sled. And I had bought this sometime, Foxwood Crossings pattern. Here it is. There, that's what I bought. I bet I've had it a year or so and hadn't done anything with it. I decided to do the church one, and I've already had to rip stitches out of this one. Let me tell you, I'll try to get it against my white shirt. You can see the steeple on the church. All of this side, no, right down here. I had snow down here. I had to take all of that out. It was not fun. I did not like it. I don't want to do it anymore. So, what have I bought? Well, y'all know that last time I had a video, or the time before that, I had a couple of things that I had two of. Well, I've done it again. I went to the flea market and I bought this. And it was just $1. I came home to put it in my stack of other leaflets and discovered that I already had it. So if anybody wants this, whoever asks me first, I'll send it to you. But let's keep it in the United States because of the postage on that one, okay? Also, I found this at the flea market. Someone had stitched. It was in a little miscellaneous bag that had a few pieces of Aida cloth in it, and I couldn't stand to leave it there. It was $3. I'm going to take it apart, cut it apart, and make ornaments out of it. There's these two right here are kind of close together. If you look at the foot of the stocking, yeah, you can see it. That's pretty close together. So I don't know if I can salvage that or not, but I'm going to try. If I cut very carefully and just do an 1/8 of an inch seam there, I might be able to actually get that to work. I don't know. But there'll be some cute little ornaments, I think, and I hate seeing other people's work there. Y'all, there was one there. I didn't buy it. I may have to go back. It was framed with glass, probably 14-inch square, maybe 16 even. I don't know. Pretty good size. And it was cross-stitched Mickey Mouse. Beautiful, bright, vivid colors. Lots of little motifs on it. It was Mickey playing football, I think, if I remember right. It had a pennant with a big M on it, and it was darling. I know somebody stitched that for a grandchild or a child to put in the nursery, and now it's down at the flea market for $11. I would have bought it, except I don't really have anybody to give it to. My grandson and his wife are not using those characters in the nursery, so they would not put it in there, but it was so cute. So I don't know. Maybe I should just go get it and donate it to the church and hang it in the nursery or something. I may have to go back. I don't know. Here's the other thing that I bought two of. Craziness. You know, it's not so bad when you can't remember that you bought something. Uh-oh. There. My computer's messing up. It's really not that bad to because we buy a lot of patterns, and it's not just my age on this one, right? Y'all tell me that. Lie if you have to. But here's the bad part about this one. I made an order to 123 Stitch, and I put this in my basket and left it, evidently, and came back a couple of days later to finish my order and forgot that it was in the basket and put it in there again. So I got them in the same envelope, two of them. Okay, you people at 123 Stitch, I am not crazy. I did not mean to do that. I did that on accident, as my grandson tells me. Now I have two of these. I did buy the threads for one of them, not for two. I guess I'll put that second one on Stash Unload. If anybody's interested, keep an eye out. And I bought this one as well, and the threads to go with that. I loved both of those. Wanted to choose just one of them and couldn't. Oh well. Abby at Bella Stitch was having a sale, getting rid of some patterns that I assume she's already stitched or decided not to stitch. So this is one that I bought from her called Prudence Blackstone. Another Halloween piece I will be stitching soon. As soon as I finish that other one from the 13th of the month. Then I bought a couple of these little samplers. This one is Emmeline Whitcomb. And this one is Mary Heaton. I love those little samplers. And then this one, because it's called Patience and I Need Some, maybe if I stitch it, I will be suddenly endowed with patience. Probably not, but it could happen. And then, I don't know the name of this one. I don't have a clue what the name of that is. Toccata number 1. There it is, written right on the back. Who knew? From Drawn Threads. This is also from Abby. And then a piece of fabric that I bought from her, Weeks Dye Works, which I think I might use on that needleworker piece. If I lighten up the threads a little bit, I think I could use that, and I like that color. Abby, being the sweetheart that she is, sent me a little gift, because I'm pretty sure I didn't order this one. But that's going to be another of my little Halloween stitcheries. He should be fast. I think he will be. And that's all that I bought. So, I'm going to make an attempt to show you part of my sewing room. I hadn't planned on doing this, y'all, so I didn't clean up. Bear in mind that this is not where I sit and stitch. This is where I finish, where I quilt, where I spend many hours. I've made many quilts in this room. So, I hope you don't get too dizzy. Up thread right behind me next to my sewing machine, which is right there. Janome Horizon, the Janome Horizon quilter's machine. Love it. Love it. Sorry, you don't need to see my chest. Okay, this cabinet, let's see what I can do. Just plain white builder's grade cabinets from Lowe's. Went to the salvage place and got a piece of scrap of marble that we put on top of it. This is my ironing center. That's what this cabinet piece is for, that and storage. My husband, I hate ironing boards. They're rickety and they aren't wide enough when you're ironing a big piece of fabric. So my husband got a hollow core door. There goes that southern accent again. I covered it with batting and then with fabric. I just pinned those on the back. I cut them big enough so that I could pin them together and pull them tight on the back. That way I can take it off and wash it whenever it needs it. Up above that are my shelves that my husband put up for me. I have magazines and patterns and those wire baskets. Some of you are old enough to recognize those. They are old gym baskets that we found in the trash behind the school one day. When I was young and went to PE class, we had to change clothes and put on this little uniform thing. And we put our clothes in these baskets and checked them in, and then came back and got our basket to get dressed after the PE class was over. This is my design wall. It's 2 big sheets of insulation, foam insulation, that we just nailed to the wall. And I call it the wall of shame because that's all the stuff I have not finished, fully finished. You can see my Plum Street Samplers 12 Days of Christmas there, along with some embroidered pieces. Yeah, sure need to work on that. Then this is my cutting center. I don't know if you get that in the picture or not. This is 3 shoe cubbies from Lowe's. My husband bolted them together, put that whole thing on casters, and then I cut a piece of cutting board and glued to the top. I have rickrack, ribbon cording, pre-cut blocks, magazines, tea towels to applique, all right there. Are you dizzy yet? Okay, that's it, y'all. That's about all I've got to show you today. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, there's some more shelves. Extra pillows and quilt batting. That's what's up there. So, there we go. Back again. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate every one of you. 2 or 3 of you even asked me where I was, and that made me feel good that somebody noticed I wasn't around. This is probably the longest video I've made. I hope it turns out okay. So, y'all have a good week. Have a blessed week. And if you have any questions or comments, just put them down below. If I knew how to insert any pictures, I'd insert some, except I don't have any really to insert. But I'm going to learn how to do that pretty soon. Okay, y'all. Have a good week. Bye-bye.